Hi, I'm Michael. Welcome to my channel. This channel is a place for me to talk about thoughts that I've had and just my reflections on the world in general that I don't necessarily see other people talking about. Things that I've observed, ideas that I have on ways to do things better. And what I'm hoping for here is not for me to just talk to the aether and, you know, find an echo chamber to have people come back. I want to start a dialogue with you guys. I want you at home. I want something that I say to reach you and for you to want to say something back. That's what I'm hoping for. I want to start a dialogue here. Some of the topics that I'm going to be talking about, let's see here, documentaries and science education, and kind of how we've gone from being the wonder of the universe, and Carl Sagan talking about billions and billions of stars, how we've gone from that to the super volcano in Yellowstone and how it can kill you. Boom, 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 boom. Scary music. You know, our science and educational television has been taken over by reality TV, theatrics, and trying to kind of pump people's fear up to make them watch more television. And I disagree with that. And in a future video, I'm going to tell you why. Let's talk about people and how we react to the way people look. I'm not talking about attraction or things like that. I'm talking about trust. So I have no idea how I look to you. I hope I look trustworthy, but I could look like somebody that you wouldn't trust to get in a taxi, right? And I can't control, to a lot of extent, how I look. I can change my hair. I can put product on, whatever. But I can't really change my physicality and how I look and how I talk. And we, as people, put a lot of stock into trustworthy faces. We put a lot of stock into faces that look untrustworthy, people that look shifty or suspicious. We tend to trust using our heart, and that sounds very noble, but it's wrong. Serial killers, sociopaths, psychopaths, guys like Ted Bundy, they were very charismatic. Charlie Manson was very charismatic. He got an entire family of people to do his bidding. People that have charisma, people that you want to listen to, you want to follow, you want to trust, they're no more or less likely to be right or wrong than anybody else. They could be just as batshit crazy. They could have the worst ideas in the world. And if all you're going on is your need to trust them, things are going to be bad for you. So anyway, so that's going to be a future video as well. What else? The power dynamic between employees and employers. So as an employee, we tend to think that we don't have any power and that these rich fat cats, the CEOs or whatever, that they have all the power. And I want to tell you how that's not necessarily the case. And that is also going to be a future video. Scalping and scalpers. This is something that I'm probably going to do as my next video. When you pay somebody above and beyond the cost of something, you're not just losing money. You're basically paying them to scalp. You are encouraging them and paying them to rip you off. If you buy an NVIDIA RTX 3080 and you pay 3 times retail cost on it to a scalper, you are basically paying that scalper to, when the NVIDIA RTX 4000 comes out, to go do it again. And when you want to buy your next video card, that's also going to be 3 times the cost, or 4 times, or 5 times. You are encouraging the behavior, and you are basically paying people to rip you off. Future video. I want to discuss punishment in the law. Like, what is the role of punishment? What is the role of a correctional facility? Are we wanting to just like eye for an eye people? Do we want to make them suffer for what they've done to humanity? Is it correctional? Like, do we want to take somebody who doesn't operate well in society and give them the tools and knowledge to become a productive member of society? Is it purely, this is a bad person, if only we had a place we could put them where they couldn't hurt people? That's a video that I want to make and discuss. Depression. Yes, I'm going to talk about depression and how I personally deal with it, as well as our kind of stigma about talking about these things. Um, it is something that you never see done right in movies, television, and books. People never get depression right. They think it has to do with sadness. They think it has to do with mood, but this is more like a medical condition where like your brain isn't working at the correct speed. The different parts of your brain all talking to each other are they're doing it less. So it is a physical thing with physical symptoms, and one of those physical symptoms is that because your brain's not working right, your perspective and your ability to process information is diminished and altered, which basically, in a nutshell, everything seems wrong. Nothing that makes you feel good makes you feel good. Things that you normally derive pleasure from, you don't. Anyway, future video, we're going to talk about depression and how I've dealt with it. And I think I deal with it pretty good. That's going to be an interesting video. What else here? Misunderstandings in history. As an example, we can talk about Nikola Tesla and the way that people misattribute what he contributed to society. For instance, he really did beam energy, like wirelessly. You know, you could light up a light bulb, you know, at several hundred yards. He could wirelessly send energy through the air. That actually happened, but because of a misunderstanding in popular culture, they seem to think that this was free energy, that he somehow found a way to beam free energy all over the earth, and that the evil power companies, you know, thought that would cut into their profits, and so they undermined him at every possible way, and they took this technology that would have given us free energy, limitless free energy to the world, and they buried it so that they could keep charging us that electric bill, those bastards, you know? How little bits of truth and untruth, and especially, what's the word I'm looking for? Pseudoscience. How pseudoscience can be incredibly damaging and dangerous. We're going to talk about that in a future video as well. And that's all I got for you guys. Welcome to my channel. Please comment, like, subscribe. I really want you guys to share your opinions and your thoughts with me. I want to know that I'm not the only one that thinks these things, but more than that, I want to know that I've connected with somebody. If I can reach one person out there, one of you, if something I say resonates with you, I need to know that. I need to know that. That is why I'm doing this channel. Thank you.